Many of us grew up hearing from parents, teachers, caregivers, and other authority figures in our lives that kindness, honesty, and respect were essential attributes to hold as values. Our very own human existence depends on those moral principles and ethical behaviors. Northouse, in his book Introduction to Leadership, said that ethics is concerned with the kinds of values and morals an individual or society finds desirable or appropriate. In other words, ethics is a system of moral principles that affect how people make decisions and live their lives. The ability to articulate and adhere to ethical communication standards is significant within the communications major. Organizations are becoming more mindful about their ethical standards and moral codes. For instance, the National Communication Association's Credo for Ethical Communications tackles issues of right and wrong in communications. As communication scholars, we should apply communications principles in our professional and personal interactions. The NCA states that ethical communication is fundamental to responsible thinking, decision making, and the development of relationships and communities within and across contexts, cultures, channels, and even the media. They endorse freedom of speech, diversity of perspective, and acceptance. Their members act upon these values when making and evaluating decisions that affect family, communities, and society. The NCA also considers that unethical communications is harmful to society because it threatens all communication quality. Communication ethics is relevant to all aspects of communication. It is the foundation of our moral judgment. However, ethical communication goes way beyond honesty and fairness. It requires the acceptance of short and long term responsibility for our actions. Communication ethics defines us. It also impacts our societies as it's influential on debates on many issues like human rights, abortion, and how people should act in professional situations. As communication scholars, we should always apply ethical communication principles in our daily interactions. In Comp 543, dialogues across different courses that I took at San Francisco State, I used ethical communications in an assignment that included an out of class dialogue facilitation exercise. My job was was critical for engaging participants. By applying ethical communication principles, I positively guided the conversation, which made the facilitation process go efficiently and provided a pleasant group climate throughout the meeting. I was mindful about my positionality and power to influence the group's perspective and the outcome of the dialogue, even with the way I structure the questions. Keeping an ethical communication approach was necessary for me to keep a safe and professional atmosphere for people to speak their minds freely. Ethical communication is fundamental to responsible thinking and decision making. It promotes objectivity, honesty, accountability, and empathy for others. When you face a situational dilemma that directly challenges your ethical standards, remember the impact of your choices, not only in your life, but in the life of those around you. Thank you for listening.